From Purfleet to the Doncaster Dome to right here in surprisingly sunny Minehead. This is the 10th instalment of the Players' Championship Finals, and we've had plenty of fun along the way.
It all began at the Circus Tavern in the days when Phil Taylor ruled the roost. On the way to taking the title, he beat a young man called Michael Van Gerwen. Whatever happened to him? In 2010, there was a major upset as Paul Nicholson beat Taylor and Mervyn King to win his first major tournament. Taylor triumphed again as the action moved to Doncaster, and then Kevin Painter came through the pack to claim his first TV title. He was quick to thank one of our commentators.
Where's Stuart Pike? Stuart, have some of that, son.
In 2012, the tournament moved to Minehead as Taylor won his third title.
Phil Taylor regains the Players' Championship.
But the power was denied the following year by new kid on the block, Michael Van Gerwen, causing Alan Warren a little to get a little bit excited in the commentary box.
By the power of Grayskull!
Gary Anderson reigned supreme in 2014, seeing off Phil Taylor and then Adrian Lewis in the final.
Gary Anderson has done it!
And since then, it's been all about MVG, who blitzed Lewis in the final 2 years ago before reclaiming his title against Dave Chisnell last year.
Michael Van Gerwen, the supreme champion.
So what does 2017 have in store for us?
Yes, this tournament always delivers moments to savour, and 64 players have made their way to the West Country, hoping to add their name to the roll call of winners here. Today is first round day. It's played across 2 boards. Tomorrow we'll have the second and the third round matches. Then on Sunday it's the quarters, the semis and the final. Qualification for the tournament is determined by performances in the 22 Players' Championship events throughout the year, and the winner will take home a rather handy £100,000. Well, this is how we line up on the main stage for this afternoon's session. Norfolk's finest, Darren Webster, kicks things off against Tony Alcinas. Then the likes of the 2009 runner-up, Robert Thornton, Joe Cullen, last year's finalist, Dave Chisnell, Stephen Bunting and the former world champion, A.D. Lewis, all in action. Over on board 2, we've got Justin Pipe, Mervyn King, Steve Beaton and Keegan Brown, all out to make a very strong start. And James Wade against the 2011 champion, Kevin Painter, will round things off with a competitive-looking match. Those matches are the best of 11 or the first to 6. And the superstars, including Michael Van Gerwen, Peter Wright and Gary Anderson, all in first round action this evening. That show starting at 7 o'clock. Look who's here, Alan Warren a little. He'll be dispensing some pearls of wisdom for us, no doubt. Well, for people who aren't aware of how this tournament works, qualification for this event, we mentioned the 22 Players' Championship events, but they are very, very different to this kind of stage event. Just tell us more.
Yeah, it's basically the cream of the PDC, the 128 tour card holders playing these 22 events behind closed doors. They are streamed on the internet, but these are played at a very high level, and that's why we've only seen, I think, 15 or 16 different winners out of the 22. Now, Michael's only won 2 of them. Rob Cross 4, that's why he's #1 seed, but they're playing at a very high level, best of 11 all the way through, and it gives all the players who are tour card holders a chance to shine.
Just explain to us why you've got mighty, mighty players such as Michael Van Gerwen and the others playing behind closed doors in the likes of Barnsley and Wigan, where fans can't come in and watch them, because it's very unusual to have top sports people playing without fans able to watch. Explain what the point is.
Yeah, that changed a few years back, really, from a player's perspective, that they wanted to, they're basically at work, they want to do the job, and if you remember that there's going to be 16 games going on continuously at the same time, so if you've got a crowd cheering, it can put quite a lot of the other players off. So they wanted to have that behind closed doors experience so they can produce their best game in what is their job.
And a player who did incredibly well this year, as we talked about the last couple of events, Rob Cross. He's the #1 seed here. It's fascinating that that's happened in his first year. It feels like 5 minutes ago since he emerged here at the UK Open last year.
Yeah, we all know what he's been doing on TV recently. His performances have played, well, very, very high level and beating some of the top players in the world. You know, on the Pro Tour, he's been the Pro Tour Player of the Year. That's why he's #1 seed. He's won 4 of them, and this is where he's producing his best darts, his A game, and he's starting now to take that onto the big stage.
Yeah, incredible to think that he's doing that so quickly, because of course it is a
very
very different world from the peace and quiet.
Yeah, very, very quickly. I mean, he's adapted really, really well. We always say that a player who can produce their best game on the floor takes them such a long time to get that right on the stage. But he's doing it really, really quickly. He's very confident.
And he's got to do it against MVG now, hasn't he? Because he's lost to him quite frequently recently.
Everybody has to. You know, he is the main man. Let's not forget that. He's number one in the world, and you know, he wins most events because he is the best player.
Yeah, we tried not to talk about MVG too much.
No.
I think we might be talking about him a fair bit over the next couple of days. Just a hunch. We'll be covering all the action live on stage behind us. We'll also be keeping you fully up to speed with what's happening over on board 2. And as ever, we'll have Ned Bolting in the thick of the action for us, and he's managed to pin down Chris Mason for a little chat.
Have indeed, Jackie, and look how dapper he's looking as well. Is that jacket staying on all weekend?
No, there's another one tomorrow and then a special one for Sunday.
Something to look forward to. Now, here we are in Reds. You'll be familiar with it now. It's come something of an iconic venue here, isn't it, at Butlins? Chris, it is no doubt in your mind that this is a major, because that's always a bit of a debate, isn't it? But this, the Players, is a major. Yeah,
it's hard to not consider it a major. It's the best 64 players over a 22-game period. There's only one player missing that hasn't either been in the final or won it, and that's Phil Taylor, because he didn't compete in any of the events. But yeah, has to be a major. 64 players, cutthroat format for the first 2 rounds, then it goes long. Yeah, major, definitely.
And it's always good to see. It's a bit like the UK Open in that you will see on board 2 some big names down here, the likes of Merv, King, we like that, who have to play down here.
Yeah, it's very much of a. It reminds me of the Circus Tavern that we used to cover the darts from. It's very compact. It's atmospheric. Smells. You know, it's a perfect venue for darts. It does smell.
It does.
Trust me.
It does a bit, to be fair. Now, some of the names that are lesser known but might emerge into the limelight over the next 3 days. Richard North, you like the look of him?
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, he sort of came through the same kind of time as Rob Cross, and we've seen what he's done. Obviously, he's not quite at that level, but yeah, definitely showing potential. Another one, Steve Lennon, who's up first.
Yeah.
He played very well. Looked really good in the Grand Slam. Another guy that's making waves in these tournaments, hence why they're in it. You know, Richard North finished 16th. You know, that's 128 tour card holders. He finished 16th. That's impressive. In his first season, he's only just got a tour card.
Yeah, well, it isn't the UK Open, it's the Players. It's got its own distinctive smell and its own distinctive characteristics as well. And who knows, as we have seen with Rob Cross, I think someone might emerge over the next 3 days and really make a name for themselves.
Distinctive smell. They didn't tell us what it smells of. No, I don't think we want to go there. We can probably imagine it. It's going to be eventful. That's all we can promise you here at the Players' Championship Finals in Minehead. And by the end of it, 32 men will be on their way home already. Darren Webster and the man from Mallorca, Tony Alcinas, will be getting things underway on the main stage behind us. And we'll have live coverage of that match coming right up after the break.